Morning, everybody. 9th of April. We are Signal Centre Talking Ball. Joe Neighbour, Ian Common and Steve O'Hare. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Last one before 4 days of...
Doing fuck all.
Yeah.
I've just worked out what your sign says behind your head, Bank holiday, yes.
This is usually, if you're in London, the busiest night of the year, isn't it, for going out?
Yeah, Thursday.
Thursday frenzy. Radio rental.
None of that, unfortunately, this weekend.
Fortunately, actually.
Fortunately?
Yeah.
Oh, being positive about it, are we?
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
Just think of all the... Well, actually, no, I'll probably drink even more at home by myself. So
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Just for steadier, for a longer period of time, probably start around 1 o'clock or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no rest for the liver, unfortunately. How are we all doing? All okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Not much going on with our trades yesterday. We had 0.6R loss on gold. We had a stop out on S&P and a 1 tick profit on euro dollar at 9 o'clock.
Well done, Ian.
1 tick.
Yeah.
Hopefully people followed the Telegram group. We closed it out early, didn't we, for a little bit of R, but it wasn't a lot.
No, it's looking all right again today, but yes. Anybody got anything they're looking at today before we crack on with some news bits?
Bill and Ben.
Go on in, let's have a look.
The old Bill and Ben. Oh, share the right screen? No, that's not the right screen.
Careful.
That's the right screen.
Yeah. New porn.
Bit early for that. Not going to show those today because there's not a lot going on. Dollar yen. What am I looking at? I'm looking at a flag. We've got initial jobless claims again today, haven't we? Stock markets have been buoyed with good news about coronavirus, although news overnight looked like it's a bit of a false start. And
Spain was saying that they aren't flattening the curve just yet. There was some hope that it was, but they had a big old jump in numbers again yesterday.
And we had a record cases, and I also saw something on the telly about the fact that France have been fiddling their numbers, strangely enough. They're not been including people in OAP's homes. And there was 25 dead just in one home in the Alps. So I think anyway, getting off that, initial jobless claims today. They're expecting 5.2 million as the build. I think that it's going to be bullish, and I'm going to try and play the news, I suppose, and go for this flag formation on dollar yen. Stock markets are still looking bullish, aren't they? Or have they?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, looking good. And 3R winning Aussie 200 overnight. That's quite nice, obviously. I thought I'd get a day off on the back of that.
I'm having it.
I better look
4.8R.
Wow.
Nice.
That looks nice, that.
So
I'd say breakout would be the preferable way of getting in, but
yeah, I'd like to say you're actually playing the technicals rather than playing the news. Hopefully they both line up. Is that the bullish flag? That's a bullish flag.
108.92, 108.52 stop, 110.84 target. We'll wait and see.
Okay.
The favoured pair.
Have a look at some stocks, shall we?
Yeah, I'm getting smashed on stocks this week, aren't I? Keep getting it wrong.
So this is the DAX. Yesterday we talked about breaking out from this channel, a bit of a consolidation pullback towards the previous resistance, now turned support level, and we're pushing higher again. We're looking as though we're going to try and take out that high there from the 7th of April. We've rallied into it today. Then we're looking towards sort of bigger levels, up at 50% retracement of the entire move. So let's have a look at that. And I think we're seeing that across the board, really, sort of 61.8s and 50% coming into play. So I think that would be the obvious target in the short term for the DAX. Looks as though it's probably going to get there.
Yep.
I'd imagine this is a case of short covering.
But it threw a few people out.
Yeah. So you know, you've probably still got a few people that are holding on here, thinking, no, it's still going to go, it's still going to go, and then maybe you get the flush out in between this level potentially. We shall see. FTSE, similar sort of situation, looking for that 50%. Get rid of that. Looking pretty good. It's got to take out that high from 26th of March. It's getting close, above 5805. Then I think we're probably going to start heading towards that 6260 level, and then maybe an extension of that up to 6,600. I still think the outlook will be quite bearish, but there is scope for a decent rally, I think, from here in the short term. French market fairly similar, not quite at that previous high there, but you know, there is scope for further upside. So in terms of where I'm looking at today, it wasn't actually stocks because I think they've all gone a bit too high for me to chase. I would be a buyer, but on a pullback. I'm going to look at euro dollar. Ian traded it yesterday. It sort of dicked around a little bit around here, but it's having a bit of a push up today through that short-term downtrend. So going to try and buy that today for a bit of a recovery move higher. Let's go fairly tight. Let's go there. So buying at 79, target 109.80, stop at 108.50.
Lovely.
3.5.
That's good, that, I think.
See how it goes.
Nice. I'm going to do like a little similar thing to you. Actually, I'm going to do a really short-term one. Try and grab it while it's hot. Yeah, I'm looking at gold actually. So gold for the intraday trade, I think if we break below these levels, we'll go lower. In the last hour, we've broken above this downward trending resistance.
That was the trade I tried to do yesterday, but
yeah, above the cloud. So there is two trades here today. Sort of like, you know, I think buying a dip here, stop and reverse below here. So for the purpose of gun to the head, I'm going to go for this one because I like gold. It's shiny.
I love gold.
So getting on at 16.59. I'll have the stop at 16. I'll have a tight stop because I want to try and grab this R. Let's go for 16.90. 16.89 and 16.49 stop. There you go, 3 to 1.
Lovely.
But as I say, I'm looking at more. This would be the more fancy trade, but it has to break lower. So as I always think, there's always two trades in a day. Is always a high and a low. We got this ascending triangle-ish type formation. We've got these resistance in oil at the moment.
It's looking a bit of a fake breakout there, are you?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Copper, it's broken out of this above this resistance line, and we've had a throwback, and it's holding here. So again, I'm not too convinced by these little breakouts to the upside. You're getting higher, lower highs, so be careful with them. VIX is
to cool down quite a bit.
Dropping off, yeah. So apart from that, I sort of like tend to agree with the stocks. You sort of can't stand in their way at the moment.
Not at the minute, I don't think.
You've got this. The one I really like is the Dow. It's got this reverse head and shoulders formation. Had the big throwback, which head faked a few of us, and now it's broken above that resistance. Yeah, and there's the measured move target, 26,800. So
does that line up with the fib 78.6?
Yes, I think it does. I think we did this the other day, didn't we? It was very close.
Yeah.
So yeah, those it's bank holiday weekend. Sometimes you do get that sort of squeeze into the weekend.
Markets open Monday.
We're not, but yeah, US probably.
I might be able to get away with doing some work on Monday then. Hide from the kids.
Run away.
There you go. That's me done.
Okay. So we talked about obviously the coronavirus situation. Risk appetite is pretty good at the minute because there is an expectation that we are close to a peak on a global scale. However, Spain reported an increase in numbers of new coronavirus cases of over 6,000 in the last 24 hours and over 750 deaths, which reinforces the concern that it will take a long time to flatten the curve. Lockdown measures are expected to be extended in Europe to reinforce the concerns over the outlook. The US markets posted significant gains on the markets yesterday. There is hope that Treasury Secretary Mnuchin is going to do a small business package. So potential for another support package on the way. Markets are also monitoring the Wuhan situation and looking at that to assess whether or not the easing of the lockdown measures will be sustainable or whether or not there will be a tick up in the infection rates now that they've started opening for business again. So everyone keep an eye on that. Seems to be a little bit of tension in the Euro group at the meeting, trying to push for these long-term joint bonds, but it's being resisted by northern countries. So they're trying to get something finalised within the next 24 hours. And I think if they do, then that will further boost risk appetite certainly in stocks and riskier assets. Anybody seen anything else news-wise?
No.
What's the latest on Boris? He's making good progress.
Yeah,
Up and chatting.
Oh, that's right.
Data from the UK, we had 938 deaths reported yesterday. Is that right?
Yeah,
Nasty, isn't it?
5,500 new cases.
So,
Data today. Jobless claims.
Jobless claims.
Yeah, jobless claims. Oil
expected to increase to 7.9 million.
Oh, not on this one. There's FX Street got it lower than that.
No, you want to change your call now, don't you?
Fuck. Excuse my French.
OPEC and Russia meet today to try and agree a record oil output cut, but their efforts to address the slump in prices wrought during the coronavirus pandemic has been complicated by mutual animosity and the reluctance of the US to join the action.
I think they're going to get something done. I think it's got to be pricing something in, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely trying to price it. Well, it's pricing in something done in. So if it doesn't get done, then oil's in trouble.
Yeah, definitely.
Got two platforms that are saying 5.2 million.
That was from IG's call this morning. The reading is expected to increase yet again, 7.9 million.
All right. Well, investing.com got 5.25 and so have FX Street. But
potential for arbitrage there.
Mine yours.
Canadian unemployment at 1:30, and then we've got US Michigan consumer sentiment at 3 p.m. Let's keep an eye out for. I'll be
sleeping.
Yeah, in the garden in the sunshine with a beer in hand by 3 o'clock, hopefully.
Cloudy here today.
Is it? I think it's supposed to be decent until Saturday, and then gets a bit colder, down to sort of 12, 13 degrees.
Lovely, yeah.
I'm going to send the wife out to the shops in a minute to stand in the sun in the queue outside.
Yeah, going to let her run the gauntlet.
Okay, should we wrap it up
Steve's
there?
ready.
I'm ready. Right.
Yeah.
See ya.
See you later, mate. Okay, let's wrap it up then, shall we?
Have a good weekend.
Yeah, have a cracking weekend all. See you all Tuesday.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.